yo, 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 yo. What's up? Hey, man, make sure my shit is on. Hey, what's up with y'all? Let me make sure the cameras is right. What's going on? How y'all feeling? What's good? Let's get it cracking. Let's go. God damn, I'm ready to get it started. Hey, y'all know what it is. It's Trot Wham OG. It's the Who-Bangin Sports Talk Lounge. Hey man, I'm feeling great right now. Y'all see my hat, you know what I'm saying? I'm carrying it over from Wham Talk. Lakers show is the best show, you know what I'm saying? We trying to get it together this year. Hey man, let's go ahead and just start it off right now, man. Today is it's one of those special Walter Trotter days right now, man. And y'all know what that means. It just means like, I'm just on. I feel good. Everything's A1 right now for me. And today, man, we got the schedule for the NBA resumption. We got the schedule here, and I'm going to just start off and say, man, I'm feeling really great about this. This is going to be a great example for the other major sports. I think everything right now is going to work out. I mean, they said it's too big to be fucking fail, but man, it might fail, but I think everything's going to work out. I think everything's going to work out. And unfortunately, we don't have my guy DJ Big Boss with us right now. He might hop on, he might not hop on. We don't know, man. But this is pretty much just going to be me breaking down the esport play, breaking down the beginning of the first few weeks of what we're going to expect from the NBA breakdown. I mean, for the NBA season, the resumption of the season. So they got the schedule. We have the 8 games for each 22 teams. I'm excited, y'all. Man, make sure you guys put something in the chat, man. If you guys are excited, I know we got some people following us right now. We live on 11 Sports, so make sure you guys are live on Twitch. Put something in the chat. We're gonna make sure we resume and keep some type of correspondence with you guys as well. We sorry about everything, man. We streaming on a lot of platforms. We're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. We on a lot of different things right now, but it's kind of hard for us to be able to get in touch with everybody. But let's kind of really just jump right into it, y'all. Let's jump right into it. Hey, I didn't really get this all the way situated yet. But I mean, I have like my kids with the Roblox and shit. They really was playing Roblox on my stuff right now. But let's see which one do I want to jump right into, man. Damn, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. God damn. God damn. Okay, so at this point though, I'm sorry y'all for for messing this up real quick. So at this point, we got the games. We got week 22, which is going to start on July 30th, which is actually my mom's birthday, which is cool. It's going to be on my mom's birthday. The first game, the first resume of the game is going to be where we left off at with the Utah Jazz. Well, they're going to be playing, Zion and the Pelicans. This is the first game in Orlando. It's going to be at 4:30, 4:30 July 30th, Thursday. It's going to be a game that we're going to heavily cap. We're going to look all the way in. We're going to try to bring in the right angles. You're going to hear your favorite NBA cappers trying to break this game down. Is Zion motivated? We really want to make the New Orleans Pelicans the first game. Everyone expect them to win. I feel like that's what's going to, be the main point, main emphasis of that Thursday morning. I'm going to see a lot of people expecting Zion, the Pelicans, to win, to get in the playoffs. They're out of the playoffs right now. We at least expect them to get into the play-in game, But I mean, this is one of the first games of the resumptions. I don't want to put too much crazy on it. I would lean here. Now, might sound crazy, just because I want to think contrarian here, guys, maybe let's go Utah first half here. Let's first off, my first mind is telling me to go Utah first half. I don't know what the hell the line is. I don't know any of that shit. I just think maybe Utah will try to make an emphasis of, hey, we together. We're trying to play good. We're trying to play hard. We're trying to do what we're trying to do. Lose the game at the end. You know what I mean? But I'm looking at it right now. That's just my first mind. My first mind is to say, hey, maybe Utah first half. Maybe Utah first half. I'm trying to talk myself into that. And we'll see what the days or the weeks leading up to this, because we got a lot of time left. It's almost a month away from now. This game is going to be played, but it's already a month away. and I'm thinking Utah first half. I don't know fucking why. I don't know why, but hey, shout out to me. Shout out to whatever is going to happen at the end of this day. We're not going to make an official play here, of course, right now, but that's my first initial thought. To be honest with you, I'm looking for the Pelicans to honestly make the playoffs. Like I said, they're going to at least get a playing game. You know, they have what this schedule is, and let's break this whole thing down. I mean, this is really interesting, guys. This is my first time really looking at the schedule. But let's look at the New Orleans Pelicans first. Let's look at the New Orleans Pelicans first. They're the first team. Um, they're the first team pretty much to give us the schedule. They play the Utah Jazz right after that. Right after that Utah Jazz game, obviously it's going to be the Lakers and Clippers, which is another headlining opening statement like, hey, this is the NBA is back. The Lakers and Clippers right back off the bat. Shout out to the homie as well. We got a bet. Every Lakers and Clippers head up game, we got a bet automatic. It don't matter if it's playoffs, regular season. We got a head up bet for the rest of the season. So shout out to the me and the bro. We thought we wasn't gonna be able to resume this, but we're gonna resume it. Shout out to the bro for that. Um, I'm interested in seeing what that next game is for the New Orleans Pelicans, man. Because the New Orleans Pelicans, they gonna play the Clippers after they play Utah. The next game is the Clippers. That's why I'm thinking they might be able to win that first game. They might be able to win that first game, get that first game out the way, lose the second game because the Clippers might be able to, bounce back. And I think the Clippers are going to take an L, to be honest with you. But I'm not going to go ahead and jump all the way into that yet. We'll talk about that on another day, probably on Wham Talk here. We got a lot of time, man. This is a whole month away before this actually breaks down. The next game for the Pelicans, after they played Utah, they play the Clippers, then they play the Grizzlies. Now the thing is well is because some of these games are scheduled to be away, some of them be at home. We all know all these games are going to be played in Orlando. The way they're scheduling this week, I mean the way they're scheduling these games, they're doing it based off of I guess how fast they could get games done or something. Because it looks like I'm sorry, the next game against the Pelicans after the Pelicans and Clippers, it's going to be the Grizzlies and the Pelicans. Now I think the Grizzlies they play the Pelicans from what we were just assuming that they're going to play the Pelicans at least twice here. Now don't see that actually happening. You know what I mean? Because we already see them playing. Let me see here. Wow, that's interesting as hell. Because we're expecting that the Memphis Grizzlies was going to have to play the Pelicans twice. So now that they don't have to play them twice, this does open it up for the Grizzlies. You know what I mean? Because they only have to play them once. It looks like the Memphis Grizzlies only have to play Pelicans once. But here, the Pelicans, they do have to play the Kings twice. The Pelicans do have to play the Kings twice. So the Pelicans are going to play the Kings right after they play the Grizzlies. So basically, it's the Pelicans against the Utah Jazz. It's going to be the Pelicans against the Clippers. Then the Pelicans against the Grizzlies. After that, they're going to play the Kings for the first time, then the Wizards, then the Spurs, and then the Kings again. And then they're going to end everything. I'm sorry, guys. They're going to end everything with the Magic right there. So that's pretty interesting as well. And look at how the Pelicans, they did end up getting an easy schedule. They did end up getting an easy schedule, but it wasn't as easy as we was going to anticipate. You know what I mean? I don't think we thought it was going to be hard at any standards, but it seems like it wasn't as easy as we thought it was because I thought they were going to get the Memphis Grizzlies twice. It didn't seem like they did get that. They got the Spurs, which may be a tough team. Now the thing is crazy as well, you guys. I know I touched on it a little bit on Wham Talk. They're still in the transitional point right now. They're making transition transactions. People are being added to the team. I don't think there have been a major uh, addition. I think Tyler Johnson was a great addition. Was a great addition for. I believe he went back. Damn, I just fucking drew a blank right there, guys. My apologies. But Tyler Johnson, I think he was mostly like the most uh, impactful player, the most impactful player that to be added. And he was added to the Brooklyn Nets. It's just I just fucking went a blank right there. So to be honest though, that was mostly what we seen right there. I think DeMarcus Cousins, his addition is going to be interesting. Maybe he sits out. Maybe he sits out. He plays it like KD, plays it like Kyrie, and doesn't go in. But I think DeMarcus Cousins, wherever he goes, is going to be interesting as well. If that hasn't been announced yet. I mean, it's really interesting though, you guys. It's really interesting just to look at this schedule, seeing how the Pelicans they did end up making out pretty good. Let's look at the Clippers here. I mean, I'm the first one to talk about the Clippers. I'm the first one to go into at least saying, um, anything that's going to go against the grain. Because right now it's a lot of Clipper people that's coming out the woodworks. They want to make themselves known. Basically, it's pretty interesting as well with that. But let's go look at the Clippers. So we know that they're playing the Lakers the first game. The next game they're going to play the Pelicans. Now after that they're playing the Suns, which I honestly anticipate the Suns to be out of it, trying to lose games. They're probably going to be early in August, really trying to lose games. I think that's going to be what we're going to see from them. And let's go and look at their schedule after this. But that's how I anticipate it. You also the Clippers after they play the Suns, they play the Mavericks. The Mavericks. They got pretty much everybody coming back healthy. That should be a good team, good squad. That's going to be tough there. They have Portland Trailblazers. I think the Portland Trailblazers are going to be a sneaky team as well. I did have some reservations on behalf of Nurkic, Zach Collins coming back into the lineup. I definitely have reservations there, but to be honest, man, they could be a tough team if everybody comes back gelling there. So who knows how that works. Brooklyn next against the Clippers. That might not be a tough game. So after they play the Trailblazers, they play Brooklyn Nets. After they play Brooklyn, they play the Denver Nuggets. And right after they play the Denver Nuggets, they're going to play OKC, CP3, and them boys. So that's going to be a tough schedule in my behalf as far as what the August schedule looks like. After that, they're going to go into to the playoffs. Everything is pretty much being played out in August. I mean, let's look at one of these other teams that I think that initially we're anticipating them having a tough schedule, which was the Utah Jazz. We do know that they do play the Memphis. I mean, not the Memphis, but we know they play the Pelicans first in July. The next game after that, they play OKC, which is August 1st. So they pretty much play a next game after that. That's pretty close together. I think a lot of these games are going to be the next other days, so there are going to be a lot of other days. It looks like there's pretty much everything is other day, except for they do have some back-to-backs scheduled up in between some of these. So we are going to make sure we do our due diligence and look into what are the back-to-backs. What people are going to have to just go straight to their rooms, go to sleep, wake up, and go back to regular schedules. I'm not sure exactly how the practice is going to be handled as well. That's another thing that's interesting to see how these guys are going to be able to get practices in between these games and so on and so forth to get better, get back to what they're doing, figure out if they're messing up things mentally or have bad habits at this point because they have so much time off. That's another thing that we're going to have to look into. But it's crazy, looking at this Jazz team after they play Oklahoma City, following the Pelicans, they play Oklahoma City. Then they play the Lakers, Memphis, Spurs, Denver Nuggets, the Dallas Mavericks, then the Spurs again. So they play the Spurs twice. Spurs could be one of those teams that don't actually make any improvements. They have LaMarcus Aldridge out. He's not coming back. He has I forgot what type of surgery it was, but I know it was ending season-ending surgery. So we're looking at him not coming back, not returning. They don't really have that many reinforcements other than I like what's the guy, not Force, but the other one, the other guard that they have. But outside of DeMar DeRozan, they don't really have no one that's really consistent like that. So the Spurs could be a wash as well. So them playing them twice, we anticipated them actually having a tough schedule, but it looks like they actually are not having a tough schedule coming into this. They have Oklahoma City out front, the Pelicans out front, the Lakers. After that, I mean, everything starts to kind of get a little bit cupcake for them. So they could coast play tough early, which I'm anticipating them to do in the first game. Off my head, is the first thing I thought about was Utah first half. It could be crazy, but you know how that be. Shout out to the people that's in the chat as well. Shout out to Razor Sports, Razor Sharp Picks, my guy. Appreciate you, bro. You already know, man. Appreciate everybody out here tuning in. It's Who-Bangin Sports Talk, the lounge. You know, I'm just basically trying to give y'all some quick notice. We got a full hour show here. We got a full hour show. I could go into every exact schedule here, but for the most part, I think I will just what we'll do here, and we'll just break down the back-to-back scenarios, see what back-to-backs stand out. Let's look at what back-to-back schedule on this schedule stand out. So as far as Utah Jazz, they had the Spurs and the Nuggets. That honestly does not stand out to me. The Spurs and the Nuggets, as far as the back-to-back, seems a little sort of cupcakeish. Let's go into Toronto. Now Toronto. Their first game, I believe they have their first game is all their games are in August. Their first game is on the August 1st, which is against the Lakers on ESPN game there. It's very interesting to look at that. I think the Lakers are going to be a headliner. We're going to see some drama with the Lakers early on. This is how they make money. This is how they sell tickets and sell people to watch them. The Laker haters have to be fed as well. So I'm not looking at the Lakers to come out hot, going crazy. I am looking for the Lakers to get gradually great. So if we do lose this game against the Clippers, don't get me wrong, I'm not already anticipating us to lose, but if we do lose this point against the Clippers, it will feed into that narrative, and that will only benefit the Lakers to come back in the end. That's how I look at it. I look at it like that. I look at it like as far as the Lakers being the major narrative going into this, but we could go all the way back into whatever. You know, shout out to my guy DJ Big Boss. What up, though? Y'all know how he come up in here. I appreciate you, bro. You already know. Hey, I'm just trying to give out the people, give the people what they want. They want to hear me break down the Lakers. I think we might end up losing that first game. Fuck. We could lose that first game against the Clippers. That's my first initial thought. I'm being honest with you. But I mean, I'm Lake Show forever, man. Y'all see the hat. I'm not wearing this hat for no fucking reason. I think we could win that shit easily. We could win it easily with our eyes closed. One hand tied behind our backs if we have to, you know? But the Clippers will be a tough team. They will be a tough team going forward. We'll break down. I mean, their schedule is pretty tough as well. So they're having a pretty tough schedule. I think our schedule is going to be tough early. We'll break that down a little towards the end of this show. Pretty much what it looks like though for Toronto Raptors. They got the Lakers first. They got the Heat. They got the Lakers and the Heat on the first, on the 3rd of August. They got the Heat. On the 5th of August, they have Orlando. On the 7th, they have the Celtics. On the 9th, they have the Grizzlies. And this is when they're having their back to back. They're having the back to back is the Milwaukee Bucks and the Grizzlies. So they play the Grizzlies on the 9th, the Milwaukee Bucks on Monday against the Bucks on Monday the 10th. That's a tough back to back. That does ring a bell to me. Now I think they had a tough schedule originally anyway. Right after they play the Bucks, they play the 76ers, then they play the Nuggets. I think they have a tough 8-game schedule anyway. Uh, I think a lot of people are going to be going all over the place here, man. Some people are not going to go all the way, from the gusto. I don't think they're all going to buy in early. They're going to try to incorporate certain things early. Maybe making those side plays emphasized early are what they're trying to do, and instead of making their major plays that everyone know them for. So you could see some teams possibly giving up some games early. I mean, it's just 8 games. It's not going to mean that much for some of these teams. Some teams there is going to make a lot of difference. But I mean, it's very interesting the way you look at this schedule. Them having a tough schedule as far as the Toronto Raptors, and also let's look at their schedule. Let's look at the standings here. Toronto Raptors, they're not far off. Let's be honest here. They're not far off. They're 46 and 18. They're 6 games, 6.5 games behind Milwaukee. So they're not that far off as far as covering any ground. They're not, I mean, they're not close that they're going to cover any sort of ground and make any difference as far as with these 8 games, right? And if you look at what Boston Celtics, they're pretty much going to be competing with the Boston Celtics, trying to keep that 2 spot. I believe that's what Toronto Raptors is going to try to do. Try to keep this 2 spot, just compete with the Boston Celtics here. And looking at the Boston Celtics, let's go ahead and look at the schedule for the Boston Celtics. This is what's so interesting about all these early games, man, because all these early games is giving us an idea of like, hey, these teams are doing this. This team is going to be looking for, uh, possible lottery positioning, like the Suns. I believe the Suns are going to go for lottery positioning, and some teams like the Boston Celtics are going to try to sneak up. They're only 3.5 games or 3 games behind Toronto. They could definitely cover some sort of ground in this game, especially the fact that they possibly are playing Toronto. They're playing Toronto head up already, so they're already playing Toronto head up, and that can be a deciding factor if Toronto has a tough schedule, which we already showed that they kind of have a tough schedule. Maybe they give up some games. They may just be trying to compete with the Boston Celtics. Now, the Boston Celtics, their first game is in August. It's going to be against the Portland Trailblazers. Against the Portland Trailblazers, what we're looking for them. I think. Let me make sure I double check that. Actually, I'm sorry, you guys. The first game is against the Bucks. My apologies. The first game for the Boston Celtics is the Bucks. So the Bucks and Boston Celtics crack it off. That's the first early game for the Bucks as well. They play Boston Celtics, and this is going to be one of those games that I anticipate to be firecrackers. It was scheduled on that Bucks run that they were going. They were going on a downhill. They were already letting the Boston Celtics win this game. The way I looked at it, because they had Giannis sitting out. He had a knee injury. He does have his time. He does have time to get this knee injury healed, and you're looking at the Boston Celtics, which having a lot of knee injury problems as well with Kemba Walker. He's able to get injury healed up as well. This is pretty interesting. You're looking at both of these teams coming in full strength. They're gonna all obviously see each other possibly later on down in the playoffs. Now I say obviously because that's what I'm anticipating, but it could obviously be some different because talking about the Toronto Raptors and Boston Celtics possibly, battling for some sort of position in playoff seeding. Now, looking at Boston Celtics, they playing, the Bucks first. Their next game after the Bucks, which is going to be August 2nd, they're going to play the Portland Trailblazers. Following that game, it's the Miami Heat. Following that game, it's the Brooklyn Nets, and then they play Toronto Raptors again. So you're looking at, I mean, you played them the first time. You played Toronto Raptors there. The Toronto Raptors, that game is going to be really interesting. It's going to be a TNT Friday night game. I like that game a lot. You're looking at the back-to-back situation for this team. Is there a back-to-back situation? No, there is not. So Boston Celtics is one of those teams. They got the lucky draw of the cards and didn't come out with a back-to-back game like everyone else. Well, some of these teams do have back-to-back games. Boston Celtics is one of those without one. That's pretty good for them. Let's look at one of the teams as well that could possibly be looking into what could possibly happen for them in the future. Now, looking at the Houston Rockets here, the Houston Rockets they play in Dallas. First off, on a July 31st, July 31st on a Friday, it's going to be a few ESPN games. It looks like, and one of those games that comes on at 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be the Houston Rockets against the Dallas Mavericks. That's going to be an interesting game. Are we looking at Luka Doncic in shape firsthand? They're going to have some sort of training camp to get back ready, get some scrimmages in. But are they going to have that? Yes or no? Who knows? Um, Going into this next game, they're going to play um, the Houston Rockets. They're going to play the Bucks. They're going to play the Bucks. It's going to be an ABC game, Sunday game. It's going to be a late night game as well, 5:30 p.m., 8:30 Eastern time. After that, following that, they're going to play Portland Trail Blazers. Are the Portland Trail Blazers going to be fighting for their right to party in the playoffs? Try to get themselves in the play-in? Who knows? I don't know. The Lakers, they play up next after Portland. After that, they're going to play the Kings. Following the Kings, they're playing the Spurs. And then they play Indiana 76ers. Now, the Indiana 76ers, that's pretty interesting, but they have a back to back. So the Houston Rockets have a back to back. It is the Spurs and the Indiana Pacers. Not so bad for a back to back there. You know, some of these other teams got really tough back to back, so this one is not that bad. I'll look at that a little bit later on, see what that looks like later on. But I mean, from there on, those are some interesting startups right there. I got my guy, Boss. He's saying from the Lakers' eyes, definitely. Haha, yeah, shout out to Boss, man. You always giving out his little 2 cents in about the Lakers, bro. Hey, we might not do a full game because I kind of want to keep some of my, my first initial thoughts because this is my first time really going through the schedule, y'all. That shit just came out, so this is my first time really going through the schedule. I'm really trying to like, uh, break this shit down, but it's really not too much to break down because you don't know as far as the transactions being set who's playing what. We want to see, some beat writers get to say some shit. You know what I mean? Read up on some of these players. See what it is, man. I don't want to jump the gun. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to jump the gun. So let's go into if we did the Grizzlies. Let's not do the Grizzlies. Let's do OKC. Let's do OKC, y'all. Shout out to OKC, man, making their way into playoff contention, making their way into relevancy. I feel like they actually are better this year than they were last year for sure, by far. It's really good, man. Shout out to my guy, Sonny Vega. Let's go, NBA. Yes, we back, baby. We back. Yes, the NBA is back. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We breaking down OKC games, y'all. This shit is exciting. So they play Utah Jazz first, though, y'all. They play the coronavirus team. We should call them the Rona team. The Rona team first. They play the Rona team first. Uh, I mean, these guys already got the coronavirus. Are we really anticipating these guys to test positive for the coronavirus again? That's gonna be some interesting ass shit, right? If Donovan Mitchell or Rudy Gobert can't get positive for the coronavirus again. We're not anticipating them to do that, right? We're anticipating this shit to have some sort of antibodies in their body and go on and so forth. So, I don't know. The Rona team, the Utah Jazz, is the first team that the OKC plays. It's a Saturday game starting on the first. We're gonna have basketball every day, y'all. It looks like we're gonna have basketball almost every day in August. Shit's gonna be amazing, man. We got to get through, the holiday, 4th of July. We get to talk about it. People get to talk about, what's going on. Usually we have like, Kawhi's decision around the 4th of July and stuff. But now we're gonna talk about the schedule for the resumption. That's what we're talking about during the barbecue holidays and shit like that. This next game against Utah Jazz, the Rona team, after they play the Thunder, I mean, after the Thunder play Utah Jazz, after they play the Rona team, they playing another Mile High uh, city, which is the Denver Nuggets. They're playing Orlando, of course. Then after that, they play the Lakers. After Denver Nuggets, the Lakers, then the Memphis Grizzlies, then the Wizards. So it's the Lakers, Memphis Grizzlies, Wizards. Then they play Phoenix, a team that I believe, once again, looking for the lottery. It's the best bet. It's the best shot. Obviously Monty Williams is going to be trying to make, way, build foundational points, be all in on games, maybe even cover some spreads. Maybe a real good cover to spread, maybe really covering the spreads. They're going to lose, but they're going to cover these spreads. So maybe Phoenix is going to be that. We're not going to cancel them out all the way, but I'm definitely first thought. I got to see something. I got to hear something. I got to look at something. Canceling out the Suns until then. So after they play the Suns, OKC, they're going to play the Heat. Then they play the Clippers to close it all out. We're getting ready for the playoffs. So their last 3 games is going to be pretty interesting as far as if the Suns are going to be out of it. They're playing the Suns, the Heat, and then they're going to play the Clippers right there. Very interesting there. Let's look at the Heat here next. Jump back and forth into East or West Conference. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as them having a game in July, they do not have a game in July. They only have all their games in August. I didn't go ahead and break down if they had a back-to-back for OKC. My apologies, you guys. Let's look at the OKC back-to-back. Yes, they have an easy ass back-to-back. The Phoenix Suns, Wizards. OKC doesn't have a tough ass schedule here. But let's go back in. So yeah, they don't have a really tough ass schedule there. But the Heat here, guys. All the games are in August. First game is against the Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets is gonna be interesting. So we all know, we all know, Nikola Jokic tested positive for the coronavirus. Lost all that damn weight. Lost all that damn weight, and he came out. You know, a lot of people were saying he was the best shape of his life. Best shape of his life. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of point of is one of the points of one of the side effects is losing a lot of weight. I think one of the side effects is losing a lot of weight. So yeah, of course, bro, best shape of your life makes a lot of sense. Looking at this first game against the Heat, they playing the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic, he's gonna possibly play, I believe. They say only 5% of the NBA players that were tested positive. They're going in here pretty fucking confident, y'all. I'm really excited. Yes, 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 yes again. Yes. NBA is back. The NBA is back. Yes, fuck. Yes. The Heat, after the Denver Nuggets, they played the Toronto Raptors. Then they're playing the Boston Celtics, Milwaukee Bucks, Phoenix Suns, Indiana Pacers, Oklahoma City, Indiana Pacers again. Now, this is an interesting thing, y'all. Interesting thing about this is that um, Indiana Pacers and the Heat, I'm not sure how far they are from each other. I'm not sure how far they are from each other from the standing. So they're 4-5. They're very close. They're very close. The fact that they play them twice, it means a lot. And this is going to be very interesting because they're 4-5. They're only, a few 300 basis points away from these motherfuckers being able to get out the damn third seed. You know what I mean? So being that close in the seedings right there, it's gonna be very interesting to look into. Shout out to Ed Desco. Come up in here with the Black Lives Matter. Hey man, that is facts, facts, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start off to who y'all care about at the bottom first. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody else can matter. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all already ahead of us. I fucks with you. I fucks with you. Shout out to you at Desco. Shout out to you. Shout out to Raven in the Desert. I did a show with my guy, man. We did him on a Friday. We had him on the Who-Bangin Sports Lounge. You know, I'm out here doing it solo right now, ganging it, doing how I'm supposed to do, but fuck it. It's all good. My guy said folks better hope there won't be a second wave lockdown. Hey. It's already a second wave. I mean, did the first wave ever start? You know what I'm saying? But hey, look at it like this though. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, you won't get your shit. I'm out here doing what I'm supposed to do. I ain't running into people when people be a little too close to me. I let them know, like, hey, homie, you a little too close. You feel me? Straight up, hey, you a little too close, bro. I step back. You know what I'm saying? Especially my kids and shit. Keep my kids in like a triangle formation. We doing it like the Lakers for real. We running a triangle offense when we in Walmart. We ain't fucking around. You know what I'm saying? Keeping people. You know what I'm saying? Pushing people out the way. All that. I don't give a fuck. All that. I don't give a fuck. Shout out to Raven in the Desert though. I'm playing around, bro. What's happening with you, bro? What's happening with you, man? But yeah, man. Going back into the schedule. Looking at the Heat. The Heat they play Denver Nuggets, Toronto Raptors. Then they play Boston Celtics. Then they play the Bucks, Suns, Pacers for the first time. Oklahoma City. Then the Pacers again. Very interesting. Very interesting right there. Very interesting because the fact that they're so close in seeding, you want to see exactly if they're going to come back all cylinders. I know Duncan Robinson and Tyler Euro really haven't been able to play consistently together. Having them playing consistently together is going to be interesting as hell. You know what I'm saying? My guy DJ Big Boss still up in here. Shout out to you, big bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody else up in here. Let's go up in here. What y'all want to talk about, man? How y'all feeling? Make sure y'all drop up in the comment section. If y'all rewatching this, let me know who y'all think is gonna win this who the whole thing. Put your boy on. I'm only going off of what I think. You know what I'm saying? We could all help each other out. You know what I'm saying? We could help. You know, it could be a collective thing here. You dig what I'm saying? So let's go into the Bucks here, man. I mean, did we do the Bucks yet? Did we do the Bucks? I mean, did we really do the Bucks? I don't think we did the Bucks yet. Now, the Bucks is obviously one of my favorite teams coming into this season, to get all the way to the finals. Lakers was one of those teams as well, but I'm going to save all of my reservations for, seeing how all this shit shakes up, because this is uncharted territory for everyone. Everyone hasn't been in this certain sort of situation. So we can't really go in here and say, hey, LeBron is going to go ahead and dominate. Wink, wink. We can, you feel me? We can, but we can't. You know what I'm saying? We can't come in here and say LeBron is going to dominate or AD is going to dominate or that parent is one of the best parents in NBA history. Wink, wink. We can't do that. We can't do that, right? We can't do that. So we're not going to do that today. We're going to just basically break down some of these crazy scenarios as far as back to backs and everything. As far as Indiana and the Heat, them playing 2 games in their schedule, it's very interesting, very interesting. And we were looking at this Milwaukee Bucks first game. Obviously, we already talked about it. It's against Boston Celtics. We talked about the Celtics. They have pretty tough schedule as well. Tough back to back there. In this case, they play the Celtics, and then the Milwaukee Bucks play Houston Rockets. Following that Houston Rockets game, they're going to play the Brooklyn Nets, which is going to be an NBA TV game on Tuesday. Very interesting, guys, because we're getting games every day. We're going to get ESPN games. We're going to get NBA TV games. We're going to get ABC games. We're going to get TNT games. We're going to get games all throughout the week. It's very interesting to see exactly how everything is going to shake up. And the Bucks, they're going to play a lot in that first week. They're going to play the first game against the Celtics. Then they're going to play the Rockets. Then after that, they're going to play the Nets. Following the Nets, they're playing Miami Heat. They're playing the Dallas Mavericks. They're playing the Toronto Raptors. Then they're playing the Wizards. Then they're playing the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, towards the end of their schedule, after they play the Raptors, which is one of those teams they could just pretty much put the smackdown on, or they're already 6.5 games ahead of them. So why do we give a damn about this game? But I mean, we're anticipating the Bucks to possibly be going out here bleeding on everybody ass like they usually are. Bucks first have cashers. We're looking at all that. Yes, yes, let's get that. Let's get that. But no, maybe it won't happen like this. Maybe it'd be like, hey, we know what we could do. We got it already. Let's just slow this shit down. We got the fucking Toronto Raptors at the end, which we're already 6.5 games ahead of. We're already ahead of the Washington Wizards. Let's see what they're going to throw at us because they're fighting for playoffs if they possibly get the eighth seed. Let's see what they're going to throw at us if John Wall's playing. Let's see what they're going to do. Right? This is going to be their first time playing the Wizards, so yeah, let's see what they're going to do. Then Memphis Grizzlies is like, fuck it, like why not? Fuck it, let that shit ride. Let that shit ride at that point. Why would the Bucks risk everything when they already seen that this isn't promised? They already seen that this isn't promised. Why would they risk everything? My first initial thought, the last 3 games might not just maybe we already clicked. If they clicked early, the Bucks look out. If they click early, if the Milwaukee Bucks click early, look out. Those last 3 games might not mean shit. They already 6.5 away from them. Damn, 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 boom, 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 bam. They already had everybody. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers they looking at the Lakers right at this point. They're just trying to make sure they good for the finals. Watch it. Watch it early. Watch it early. Check it at the end. We're gonna follow back. Wham Talk is we back on. We back live. Yes. Yes. We fucking back live. We black live. Black Lives Matter. Shout out to the bro saying that. We back live, we black live. You know what I'm saying? We back alive. You know what I'm saying? We back live though. Shout out to that. But man, I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. I'm excited. Uh, I mean, let's do this shit real quick. I mean, I don't really give a damn about the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic, they're let's just say this. Let's just say this. The fact that they're not bringing back, or they're not going to bring back Isaac. Uh, they're not going to bring back Isaac. the fact that they're not bringing him back, it just makes me feel like they don't really care too much about this bubble that their city is, being based out of. They're going to be, you're going to see a lot of Orlando Magic things going around if you're around in the area, or if it's going to be open. I know they're going to have, Secret Service securing everybody, making sure everything is, tight and swell. But they're already locked in on the 8 seed, which they're going to have to go against um the Wizards. And I mean, let's look at that. Let's look at that right now. So Orlando Magic right now, they're in a playing game with the Wizards. If it starts right now, they're in a playing game with the Wizards. The Wizards are going to uh the Wizards are going to have a trouble making any sort of moves. I mean, we do have some of these players not coming back for the Wizards. But let's be honest, like they still have a really great defense. Some of these teams are, still trying to plan ahead, look forward to, the next season. This next season is coming soon. They want to kind of get a jump start. There's going to be another short training camp when the real season start off in December. So let's get a little jump start. Maybe that's the head where their head is at. So very interesting looking at it like that as well. So them being the 8 seed, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Washington Wizards to make some ground though. To believe it or not, they're going to be tough because they're right now at 6.5 games or five and a half games behind. But let's look at this Orlando schedule here, guys. Let's look at this Orlando schedule. Like, did the Orlando get a bad hand? Are we looking for the Washington Wizards to make the playoffs? Well, let's start off like right here. So in July, they started off with the Brooklyn Nets. Easy loss. That could be an easy loss. The way these teams have been playing, that could be an easy loss for the Orlando Magic. So that's favorable for the Washington Wizards. We're gonna go into there. That's favorable right there. The next game is against the starving, hungry, Luke Walton led Sacramento Kings, and that's on Sunday game. That sounds like a afternoon Sunday sounds like the Kings wins, man. And that just goes back to me being a child, bro. Like, man, I don't know that. Damn, Orlando could lose that one again. Damn. Okay, so let's just say they don't lose it though. Let's say that one's it for you, 50-50 on that one. I think they're gonna lose it though. Damn. Indiana, Orlando Magic, Toronto Raptors, and Orlando Magic next game. 76ers and Orlando Magic, Boston Celtics and Orlando Magic, Brooklyn Nets, round two on Orlando Magic, and then to end it off, the Zion Lonzo playoff bound Lonzo against, man, the Jazz got a tough schedule, y'all. Jazz got a tough schedule. And I'm not saying that because I want the Washington Wizards to make the playoffs, but the Jazz have a tough schedule, G. Jazz got a tough schedule, man. I mean, damn. Washington Wizards only got to stay on the East Coast. The only West Coast team they play is the Pelican. Oh, they play OKC. They play OKC as well. But I mean, I don't know, man. Orlando Magic might got a little tough, bro. I thought the Orlando Magic was going to play the Lakers though, so that's a good thing they didn't have to play the Lakers. Um, I mean, speaking of the Lakers, we could wrap this up. We could wrap this up with our schedule. I mean, they tried to throw the gusto at us, but I mean, I think the Lakers is gonna be straight away early, get the early birds out the way, and come through hot. We coming through straight off Clippers first game. Me and the homie got the game already bet. It's already bet locked in. Damn, man, I think we could possibly lose this game to be honest. So if the homie looking at this game, he watching the show, bro, hey, bro, man, bro, I think we possibly could lose this first game against the Clippers. I don't think it should happen like that, but I hope we don't. But it looks like we could possibly lose that first game. Next game, Toronto Raptors. Toronto Raptors is gonna be a tough team. Tough team. They're going for the gusto. Toronto. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Those are two ESPN. That's a TNT game. Next two are ESPN games. The next game is against the Rona team. We're gonna call this the Rona team, the Utah Jazz. Are they gonna get tested positive? Are their main two players, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, are they gonna retest positive? Are they gonna test again? That's very interesting. I want to look into that. I don't think so. Think the antibodies going to work out. We're going to call them the Rona team now. So they play in the Lakers, following the following the Toronto Raptors. The Lakers play Utah Jazz. Then they play OKC. Then they play the Houston Rockets. Then they play Indiana Pacers, the Denver Nuggets, and then the scrappy Luke Walton led Sacramento Kings. Very interesting. Very interesting. The Lakers do have a little sort of tough schedule early, but in my opinion, once they get past the Toronto Raptors, everything becomes easier said and done. The next tier of teams are two-tier teams. I give one tier team to Toronto Raptors. They're very deep. They're a deep team. This is very an abnormal season, Raven. This is definitely an abnormal season. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you for making sure you guys, hop at your boys. See how I feel about this shit. It's just crazy, man. I feel crazy about it. But man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. This is Wham Talk. Really not Wham Talk. This is really the Who-Bangin Sports Lounge. And I'm pretty, I've been drinking a little bit. I've been drinking a little bit. I've been drinking. And I'm just trying to do what I'm my due diligence here. I'm looking at the season. I mean, the schedule for the first time. First thing I thought, take Utah Jazz first half. The Rona team coming in hot. They can't test positive again. They bumping into everybody. That's what I first thought. Was Utah Jazz. They bumping into everybody first half. That's my first lean in this fucking show. I appreciate all y'all, man. I appreciate all y'all coming through. Hey, hi, Under P. Hi, how you doing, my guy? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I appreciate you, man. This is my first thought, man. My first shit, man. I appreciate y'all for showing up, man. This is the Rolling chapter of Who Bangin Sports Talk, the lounge. We've been trying to do our thing this whole time. We've been trying to do our thing this whole time. So y'all got to give it up to us. I might have an esports play. I'm about to catch some esports. I ain't feel like putting it on wax right now because I got to get a little. Let me sleep on it. Let me wake up. I might put some esports out there. Just everything been a little light lately. You know what I'm saying? We got UFC tomorrow. You might see me with some UFC plays. My guy Clint be having some fire picks. It diehard MMA. Mo from Arkansas. Shout out to Mo from Arkansas, my guy. Hey, you don't know, bro. I'm from Arkansas as well. We gotta link up, my dog. We gotta do some type of show together. Make sure we get you on Who Bangin Sports. Everybody you deal with has done a show with us, I'm sure. We gotta get you on here as well, bro. Appreciate you, my guy. But if that's pretty much being said, very interesting, you guys. Very interesting. Yes. Fuck yes. We got NBA back, baby. And I'm crapping these motherfucking games already. I'm thinking like, hey, the Rona team, Utah Jazz coming out hot. Bumping into motherfuckers. Don't care. They can't get the Rona no more. They bumping into people. They got the antibodies. Man, maybe that won't be the play, but hey, we'll find out later. I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Appreciate everybody for on Facebook with the likes. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button on YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe. And this is how we gonna end it off, man. This is your boy Triumph, Who Bangin Sports Talk, the lounge. Y'all can catch me on Wednesday. I'm coming through with that hot. We're gonna come through and break down, a little bit more of these games. We're gonna do Indiana, whoever else we didn't figure out. But y'all holla at me, man. Peace.